The data description assignment is by far the most important one. As we discussed, your own data analysis needs to be the main part of the paper. And so because of that, it's important that A, you have data to analyze, and B, you're analyzing it properly. At this point, you should have your data that you're going to be using. And so the goal of this is to show me what data you're using and how you're going to use it. So there's two parts. First, you need to describe your data. What is it? What does it show? Where is this? What's the source? So forth. Secondly, you need to show how you're going to use it. Now, with this, there's a couple examples here of how you can use it, and I'll allow you to look at that yourself. But I also pulled up some examples here. So here's just showing some examples. So for example, you want to say that the United States overspends on healthcare. And as an example, you talk about this graph. So you put this graph in your paper and you describe it. You can say for the most part, as can be seen in this figure, countries tend to be on, and this is per capita spending and GDP per capita per person. So countries tend to be along that line, where there's a pretty clear correlation between per capita healthcare spending and GDP per capita. The United States, however, you can see that it's well above there, meaning that relatively speaking, their healthcare spending per capita is much higher relative to their GDP. Let's say you were talking about hospitals being overpriced or overcharged. You say, as you can see, in the United States, hospital stays are larger than some countries, the average stay, but lower than others. But the average spending per discharge is significantly higher than all. You can look at healthcare spending by age, and if you were saying that the United States relative to other countries spends much more, especially in later age. Or you could look at something over time, out-of-pocket healthcare spending and Medicare, Medicaid. And you can show that as federal care spending as a percentage of all went up, out-of-pocket spending went down. So however you want to do this, just give you a few ideas, but there's a lot of ways you could go with it. And so the best way to do it is to look at your data, see what you have, figure out what you want that data to show, and then discuss how you're going to use it. So again, this is a really important assignment because the data analysis is going to be the main part of your paper. So it's very important that you go through this assignment and fully work through it and make sure that you have the correct data and that you're looking at it the right way. And this is going to show me whether or not it's the case, and if not, how I can point you in the right direction.